reference the team meeting that has been brought up. My intent in the meeting that day was to discuss the importance of communication and being on the same page with the team. I regretted mentioning 9/11 in my message that day, and I immediately apologized to the team. Not only was 9/11 a horrific event in our country's history, but a day that I lost a good family friend. And so with that, I'll turn it over to answer any questions you might have.
This is Buffalo Bills head coach Sean McDermott. He started his press conference as such in light of a well-sourced piece from this man, Tyler Dunn, who runs the popular Substack Go Long, which has over 20,000 subscribers. McDermott is now in his 7th year coaching the Bills, but never has it felt more odd than present day. Dunn noted McDermott's reputation is to give lengthy and unusual pep talks. 4 years ago, he emphasized sticking together, but not in a way one would cite as the best example. In his piece, Dunn wrote, but then, sources on hand say, he used a strange model, the terrorists on September 11, 2001. He cited the hijackers as a group of people who were all able to get on the same page to orchestrate attacks to perfection. One by one, McDermott started asking specific players in the room questions. What tactics do you think they used to come together? A young player tried to methodically answer. What do you think their biggest obstacle was? A veteran answered TSA, which mercifully lightened the mood. When pressed on what he said in that team meeting, McDermott answered like this.
One player didn't seem that I didn't make my point clear enough. And so right then and there, I said, we're getting together as a team and we're talking, and I'm going to address this with everyone. And that was before practice. So I leave the team meeting and brought everybody together and said this was the goal, this was the intent, and I apologize if anyone whatsoever felt a certain type of way coming out of that meeting, right? That if anyone misinterpreted or didn't understand my message, I apologize. I didn't do a good enough job of communicating clearly the intent of my message, and that was about the importance of communication and that everyone needs to be on the same page, ironically enough. And so that was important to me then, and it still is now.
The most important point is this. McDermott did not say that Dunn was lying. He did not say none of it was true. He actually gave credence to what happened by the way he conducted this press conference. In addition, ESPN's Elena Getzenberg would write, McDermott said one player of the 2019 meeting made it seem like the coach hadn't made his point clear enough, and as soon as he knew that, he decided to get back together with the team to address it. Within an hour after it happened at the start of practice, McDermott said he spoke to the team about it.
It is important to me that as I've discussed here, that we are on the same page, and even guys that weren't here understand how I feel about the 9/11 event. And as I mentioned to the team then, that I regretted and apologized for me not doing a good job of clearly communicating my point. And I'm going to do the same with the team today about when they're done meetings, so that if there's anyone new, that they understand how important that is to me and my family, because it's an important event, a horrific event in our history.
Quick story inside the story. One notable media member is catching a lot of flack, and for good reason. Adam Schefter, ESPN NFL insider, feels a different way. When this story broke, Schefter, who has had questionable tactics come about previously, screenshotted Dunn's piece. He drew many media members' ire for not linking to the Substack. Fellow journalists Andrew Marchand and Kalen Collar called out Schefter, and he eventually obliged. PFT's Mike Florio also broke down what he saw from this McDermott press conference. He opened it up for questions, His first response underscored the connection between the reference to 9/11 and teamwork. He then gave the quote from McDermott where he emphasized communication and being on the same page from Florio. So why did he use the 9/11 reference at all? Once more from McDermott, where he said just bringing awareness around the event more than anything, which does not sound like a truthful answer. Florio then asks, if so, why would he apologize for mentioning 9/11?